Hey everyone, I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day. My name is Gautam and I am back with another amazing project. But before we jump into today's video, I would like to show you the amazing creation that I have worked upon. So guys, this is the amazing creation that I was talking about, a simple RC car. Now don't get me wrong, I have no intention to bore you guys and telling you how to create a simple RC car and to program it. But in today's video, we'll talk about something which is much more advanced, like how to control this simple RC car with another device. And before you go into that direction, let me put a stop to it. I have no intention of controlling this RC car with my mobile phone using Avishkaar application. That is too simple and you guys don't really need me for that. Now I'm pretty sure that you guys are thinking, if you're not controlling this RC car with a mobile phone, then what is that other device that I was talking about? So it's actually another MakerBoard 3.0 with which we'll be controlling this RC car. Now it's getting a little interesting, but I know you guys are quite smart and you know that this ESP32 processor has a built-in Wi-Fi and BLE. But let me put it very clearly, I have no intention to control this RC car via Wi-Fi, via BLE and not via USB as well. So now I can imagine the reality starting to sink in. Well, if it's not a wired communication and if it's not a wireless communication, then how are we going to control this simple RC car with another MakerBoard 3.0? So that is the beauty of MakerBoard 3.0. Because this ESP32 processor actually has a very special protocol, the ESP Now protocol, which is actually a connectionless communication protocol. We are not dependent on that server-client traditional model. It's actually something new. And I wouldn't want to bore you guys with a lot of theoretical knowledge, so let's see the project output in action. Alright guys, so I have uploaded the sender1 code to this MakerBoard and receiver 1 code to the RC car. So the first thing that we have to do is make sure that both the MakerBoards are powered up. So this MakerBoard is powered up via USB and this MakerBoard is actually powered by the battery. So let me just turn this on. Now if I press this B button, it will actually send a forward message to the RC car. So let's see that in action. So you can see F written. Now if I hit this A button, it will send a backward message and you can see B written on the LED matrix. So using this, you can make sure that your board moves forward and backward. But what if you want to move it left and right? So if you long press this button, which is the B button, you can see that it's moving right. And if you long press the A button, you can see that the board is actually moving left. Isn't this amazing, guys? But I have a fundamental challenge. Now there are only two buttons and both the buttons are triggers for forward, backward and left and right. So how do I stop my board? And what if I want to send another trigger, which is to honk the buzzer which is there on the RC car? How do I do that? So that is where the sender 2 and receiver 2 code will come very handy. We'll have to attach a couple of sensors to this sender MakerBoard. Alright guys, now I have uploaded sender 2 code to this MakerBoard and receiver 2 code to this RC car. So basically one of these sensors will actually stop the RC car and the other sensor will honk the buzzer on the RC car. So let's see that in action. But for that, I'll have to turn it on. And first, let me just make sure that my board goes forward. So it is going forward. Let me just see what happens. If I trigger this, okay, this is the honk. Let me just get it backward and this sensor is triggered, will stop the board. Let me just go backward. Stop the board. Honk. Isn't this amazing, guys? So makers, I know a lot of you are thinking, how did I exactly make this amazing project? So let's take a deep dive into my making journey and you'll have all your answers. So the first important pillar of this making journey is the hardware part of it. It's actually quite simple to make an RC car. I wouldn't go into much details because you'll find all the details in the manual which you have got with the kit. You'll find a very detailed description and if you follow that, you'll see that making an RC car is a piece of cake. But I would definitely want to take a minute to talk about the connections. So this is the left motor which is actually going into the MP1 port. This is the right motor which is going into MP2 port, and this battery is going to the BAT plus minus terminal of the MakerBoard 3.0. Below that we have a caster wheel. So this is essentially a 3-wheel base which is being controlled by this MakerBoard 3.0. And as far as second MakerBoard is concerned, there are no particular hardware connections. But as you saw in the second project, we actually had 2 IR sensors integrated into it. So for that, you can actually have a quick look at these connections. The VCC of both the sensors will go to VCC pin of MakerBoard 3.0. The GND of both the sensors will go to GND. Now the data pin of one of the sensors will go to SP1, and the data pin of the other sensor will go to SP2. Alright guys, so the second important pillar of this project is the software part of it, which is actually the heart of this project. And to access that, we need to make sure that we are logged in with the platform. For that, you have to open your web browser and write www.avishkaar.cc and hit enter. So you'll see that the website loads up, but the good news is that I'm already logged in. So the process is very simple. You just have to write your phone number and you'll get an OTP and you'll be able to log in. Next, you have to click on the AMS button, which will actually lead you to the coding workspace. So let me click on that. I have to go to the hardware mode, MakerBoard 3.0, and let me load the first code. Let me open this and let me show you sender 1. Let's do one thing. Let me open another parallel window so that I can show you receiver 1 code as well. Hardware, MakerBoard 3.0, open receiver 1. So this is the receiver 1 code guys, and this is the sender 1 code. So the first thing that you'll notice in sender 1 and receiver 1 is that I have turned off the Bluetooth, because this ESP now protocol works if the Bluetooth is off. Now on the sender side, I have set that start the communication and set this as your address. So guys, I am setting the MAC address of the sender MakerBoard, which is this one, and the receiver is one which is there on the RC card. Now on the sender side, this is the most important line of code. I can actually add peers. So using this block, which is add peer with address, and this is the address of the MakerBoard which is there on the RC card. So you'll have to tell it to the sender. Next, inside this loop, the process is very simple. If button A is pressed for the short duration, we can actually send a message backward to the MakerBoard on the RC card. And if that message is sent successfully, we will see a character B with green color, and if not, we'll see character B with red color. So that is the simple logic behind it, and that is what we have done for other triggers as well. If B button is short pressed, we'll send a message forward. If A button is long pressed, we'll send the message left to the MakerBoard which is there on the RC card. And if B button is long pressed, we'll send a message right. So it's a pretty simple code, and let's see what do we have on the receiver's end. So after we turned off the Bluetooth, we are again starting the communication, and we'll have to set the MAC address of the receiver as well. And just notice carefully what is the address. This address is same as the address of the peer, which I have mentioned in the sender, which means that I have explicitly asked the sender to add peer with this address. So this MakerBoard 3.0 will add the MakerBoard which is there on the RC card, and they can actually communicate effortlessly. Next, if message is received, we'll receive the message and we'll store the message in this received message variable. And after that, it's quite simple. We'll just have to check what is that received message. If we have got forward, just display this F character on the LED matrix and move in the forward direction. And that is what I did for other movements as well. Backward, left and right. So that is what is sender 1 and receiver 1. And let's have a quick look at sender 2 and receiver 2. Let me just go to open sender 2. Let me just go to open here as well and pull out the receiver 2 code as well. So there is this small difference between sender 1 code and sender 2 code is that I have configured the hardware part of it, because of course we have to connect sensors. So I've made sure that SP1 and SP2 are configured as digital input and output. SP1 and SP2 are input because they will be receiving data. Rest the code is same, and last part is where you have to put your focus. If there is a high signal on SP1 sensor, send the stop message. And if there is a high signal on SP2 sensor, send the honk message. And that is what I have, catered on the receiver end. If we get a stop message, stop the motor. And if I receive the honk message, play the buzzer. So it's as simple as that. The most important thing to note here is that after I'm sending a honk message, I am waiting for 1 second. So this is something that we'll discuss in the challenges part of it. Alright, so like it said, with great projects comes great challenges. So let's take a quick walk through all the challenges that I encountered while creating this project, because I don't want you guys to get stuck while making it. Challenge number 1, uploading the code via BLE. Now, this is actually a very silly challenge to discuss, but I truly believe we should leave no stone unturned. So first, I uploaded the code in my MakerBoard via BLE and everything was working fine. But after that, I wanted to upload another code and I tried to upload it again via BLE, but I was not able to see the MakerBoard anymore. Of course, on the AMS software. Now, can you guys figure out the problem here? If you look closely at the code we uploaded, so the first line was to turn off the Bluetooth, which means that as soon as you power up the MakerBoard, the BLE would be turned off. And if it's turned off, how will the AMS software recognize it? Silly, right? But still worthy of discussing it. Which means that once you upload this code via BLE, all the consecutive codes will have to be uploaded via USB. Challenge number 2, buzzer trigger flooding the storage buffer. Now trust me guys, this is one of the most amazing challenges that I've encountered while creating this project. Something surprising happened. So basically, when I kept my hand over the sensor, which would have triggered the buzzer, my expectation was that the buzzer would trigger for 1 second and then it would go off. But to my surprise, it was continuously beeping for like 10-15 seconds. And I started scratching my head like what the hell is going on. But after a lot of research, I figured out that when you keep your hand over a sensor, it was continuously sending the honk message to the RC car. Now on the RC car, it was reading that honk message and doing what was expected to be done, which is to fire up the buzzer for 1 second. So for a honk message, fire up the buzzer. For another honk message, fire up the buzzer. So the problem was sending multiple honk messages. And I was thinking like how to sort this out. Turns out the solution is quite simple. All you have to do is add a delay of 1 second, which means that you can put your hand over the sensor, but in the span of 1 second, you have to move out. Otherwise, you'll be sending multiple honk messages. Challenge number 3, can't read from none type error. Now again, this is a very interesting challenge. Have a look at both of these codes. And can you try to figure out what is the issue in this code? Basically, in this if-else ladder, we are using this blue get receive data block multiple times. And that is the issue in this code. If you go with this code, you'll definitely see this error. Let me explain you what is exactly happening. This get receive data block actually fetches the data from the storage buffer, and once it has fetched it, the storage buffer is empty. There is nothing to fetch. If you look closely at this code, we are trying to fetch something from the buffer 4 to 5 times, which means that first time it would be successful because we would have message in it. But if you try to do it second, third, fourth time, it would give you an error because there is nothing in the storage buffer. You can't fetch anything. So the solution is very simple. You have to just use this once and store that information in a variable, and then you have to apply the if-else ladder on that variable. Alright, so this was one hell of a journey. I'm pretty sure that you guys find it exciting because this ESP Now protocol is super amazing. No BLE, no Wi-Fi, simply just send the message to the receiver you want, and this is what a connection-less communication looks like. To be honest, this project is actually the starting of a very big journey, because in the upcoming videos, I will show you how to connect 4 to 5 MakerBoards via this ESP Now protocol. One MakerBoard will send messages to all the MakerBoards, and then independent processing will happen on all of them. But this is not the end. I actually have a challenge for you. How about we attach a camera to this MakerBoard 3.0, probably your laptop. And in the AI mode, we train the model on faces. What I'm trying to say is, let's say outside your main door, there is this MakerBoard 3.0. Person comes, their face is recognized, and that MakerBoard sends a signal to the other MakerBoard which is in your hand, and you're sitting in other room. Now once you press this approve button from your MakerBoard, it again sends a message back to that MakerBoard, and that MakerBoard controls a motor or something and opens the door. An elite security system. So this is some food for your thought. Try to think about it more and share your solution with me. Till then, this is your host Gautam signing off. Have a great day ahead. Keep making. Bye.